been two times in my life where I have gone through a period of profound, rapid, accelerated spiritual growth. The first time, I was a single 19-year-old college student who didn't have any idea what I was going to do with my life. The second period, I was a 32-year-old married pastor with 3 young kids who just wanted a little country church to come to life. And in both of those periods of my life, I experienced a similar dynamic. There was something in common in both periods of my life. And that is those periods were punctuated by intense prayer. Those are the 2 times in my life I prayed with greater regularity, greater fervency, and more from the Spirit than I'd ever prayed in my entire life. When I was a 19-year-old college student, I would walk down to the end of the hall, the dormitory I was living in, and I would go into a janitor's closet, and I would shut the door, and I would pray for 30, 60, 90 minutes. 2 hours would pass. It seemed like no time at all. And I would walk out of that room a different person, and I would begin to see God involved in my circumstances in ways that just blew me away. When I was that 32-year-old married pastor with 3 young kids, I would walk the ridges of southwestern Wisconsin that were up behind my house. And I would look down and see my house, and I would see that little town of 5,000 people where I pastored. And I would walk, and I would cry, and I would cry out to God, and I would ask Him to change me and help me and open my eyes and somehow give me power and help us reach this little nowhere place that God cared about with the good news about Jesus. And in that closet and in those prayers, I became a different person. I became, I think, a better person. I know I came away a more authentic follower of Jesus. And in both cases, it was because of this thing called prayer. And I believe my life is just an illustration of a reality that's so much bigger than I am subject to. And that reality is simply this: there is no change. There is no growth. There is no powerful movement of God without prayer. How's your prayer life this morning? How's your prayer life? Chances are you do pray. You don't have to be a Christian to pray. You don't have to believe in God to pray. All sorts of people pray. In fact, there was a recent Gallup poll that said more people will pray in an average week than will exercise. Well, that was no surprise to me. But they said more people will pray in an average week than will go to work. More people will pray in an average week than will drive a car. Here was a shocker. More people will pray in an average week than will have sex. In fact, that might be why a lot of people are praying. I don't know. But as a culture, we pray. And I'm wondering, what's your prayer life like? As I was thinking and doing some reading, it occurred to me that there are kind of some common kind of prayer lives that people could have. Maybe yours is you're a drive-by prayer. You know what a drive-by prayer life is? That's when you're driving through life and things happen and you shoot off a prayer. Oh, God, help that light to stay green. I'm late. Oh, man, I've been working on the Johnson Project. God, help the Johnson Project to go well. Oh, God, I need to mow the yard. Please help it not to rain. It's just kind of, we go through life and we shoot up prayers based on whatever circumstances we're flying by. Is that what your kind of prayer life? Or maybe it's like this: you have a God bless you prayer life. When somebody sneezes, you just make a God bless you. Something happens that triggers a ritualistic response in us. Prayer life can be that way. It's time to eat. Let's pray. Time to go to bed. Let's pray. We're in church. Let's pray. We enter certain circumstances, and when they come, we just have a ritualistic response. Pray. Is that what your prayer life is like? Or some people, they might have a foxhole prayer life. Yeah, this is a good one. Things get bad, prayers get hot. Difficulty comes, trials come, adversity sets in, things aren't working out. Oh, God, help me. God, if you'll help me, and then you start to bargain with God. Oh, you've never done that, right? God, if you'll just do this, I'll never fill in the blank. I'll start filling the blank. God, help me. And then, the bombs start going off. Things slow down. We climb out our foxhole, and there went our prayer life. Or maybe for you, it's more like this. It's ER prayer. ER prayer is when you fall in that rut, but the only thing you really pray about are physical things. God, help Aunt Mabel suffering from gout. Help my friend Joe who broke his leg. And I have been in churches at prayer meetings where there have been prayer lists, and seriously, it looked like, the check-in list at a hospital. It's all about some physical problems going on. And those deserve to be prayed about, but it can be that we just say that's the only kinds of things we pray about. Maybe your prayer life is this, it's the grocery list prayer life. That's when we have a list of things that we pray about, and every day, or whatever our pattern is, we go and we work our way through that list, kind of like going through the grocery store. I need some, pork and beans, I need some lettuce, I need some laundry detergent. I got everything on my list. Good, I'm done. I can check out and get on with everything else. Is that what your prayer life is like? Maybe it's like this. It's, ADD prayer. ADD prayer? Lord, please help me to be a good testimony at work today. Oh, that's right, work today. I've got this thing going on where I don't know how to get it. God, and help me with this, with this thing, and help Joe and I to, really get a lot done. By the way, Joe owes me $20. That Joe never paid me. And it's like, I just can't focus, dude. Pray. As you look, over all those things, does any of those look like your prayer life? If so, just, have the courage, be honest, self-reveal, write it down in your notes. Yeah, I'm a drive-by prayer, or a God bless you prayer, or a foxhole prayer, ER prayer, grocery list prayer, ADD. Is one of those you, or maybe it's something else, whatever it is, write it down. What's interesting? There's nothing wrong with any of these, though the ADD part gets really complicated. But there's nothing wrong with any of those. But here's the deal. People who seem to have a real connection with God, people who really seem to be changed by God and have the power of God somehow on their life, so that really positive spiritual things seem to happen. Their prayer life, it looks differently than this. Jesus had a prayer life like that, no different than this. On one occasion, his closest friends came to him and said, Jesus, you have got to teach us how to pray. That was amazing. These people who he was talking to, grown up praying, grown up with prayers, grown up seeing what. But there was something about the way Jesus prayed that they said, man, you are doing a totally different thing, Jesus. Teach us to pray like you do. That's a whole different animal. Could your prayer life use a little jump start? Could it use a little spice, a little something? If so, our one prayer focus is exactly for you. As I mentioned earlier, we're joining together with almost 1,500 churches from our country and around the world to just become one in prayer. To focus together worldwide on prayer. Learning how to pray, deepening our prayer experience, experiencing God in prayer, seeing things change because we pray. We're going to actually spend time praying together. In fact, we're doing a little something. You might notice the doors over there are open, the exit doors, and you see candles burning in there. We're going to make that a little prayer room for the next 4 weeks. And before the service, or after the service, or during the service, if you feel really burdened to pray, or you are totally bored to tears by the message, and you're going, I might as well pray. You can just make your way over there. There's a couple tables, couple of chairs, a little quiet spot. You pray.